It's some of these guys. They have no sense of humor. You can tell they're just Mr. Cool, and they get all like Kanye West. You think he's a funny guy? Maybe he is.
Seems pretty serious. You know who actually would be not a very funny boyfriend would be Daryl.
Right. No, he can be a little, well,
really?
Maybe I'm thinking of Norman Reedus. Yeah, I don't know. A little glint in his eye occasionally.
Yeah, if you had Norman
what I mean?
Reedus as a boyfriend, you'd get like firecrackers in your underwear drawer or something.
Yeah, I know. You might be being laughed at,
Right.
not with. He's the one who lights stink bombs at during panels.
Right, exactly. And I don't mean metaphorical firecrackers in your underwear drawer.
No.
I'm not alluding
It's
to
very
anything.
literal.
Maybe you'd have that too.
By the way, today we are reviewing the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Abigail Breslin zombie movie called Maggie that just came out this weekend, and we have a old-fashioned Walking Dead cast top five zombie scenes or scenarios that we want to see on Walking Dead.
Yep.
Which I'm excited about.
Me
So,
too.
which one of those do you want to do first?
Let's do the film review, man.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way. Okay, so this is a movie called Maggie. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, Abigail Breslin, who was in Little Miss Sunshine. And this review is going to be spoiler light, I would say, but I don't necessarily recommend that you pause this and go out and watch it or anything like that.
That's probably good
Necessarily.
advice.
I know some people might like this movie, but we really didn't, right?
Well, I gave it 2 out of 5 tragically infected teenagers.
It's not the worst.
It's
could have
not.
been.
No, I've seen a lot worse movies.
I guess she's a teen, huh? Probably around 14.
Yeah, she's in high school. Remember?
Yeah,
she's
that's
in high
right.
school.
Yeah.
I'm gonna peg her at 16.
So this is the story of Arnold as somehow this like Southern guy with a very thick Austrian accent.
Named Wade.
Named Wade, and his daughter Abigail, and there's been an infection and a zombie infection. And actually one thing that I liked about the movie is you can tell it's post zombie breakout.
Yes.
And they've sort of contained it.
Yeah.
And they've set up these quarantine zones where basically the infected zombies go to die. And so they've got it, under control, and they're starting to re-implement things like the high school's about to start back up. I actually thought that was a little more like what would really happen. I've always thought it was kind of crazy that the whole country would just go to hell because these stupid, slow things were lumbering around.
Well, also it helps that your rate from infection to zombification, it takes weeks. So that helps. And your transformation is slow and gradual. You know you're infected. There's good signs. And the makeup actually was pretty great in this movie too.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So that helps. That would help with getting it contained, right?
And the zombies kind of just stand there anyway. Like,
Yeah, they're not fast.
when they don't even walk. Arnold goes out into the woods and he sees these two zombies, and they just kind of stand there and they're like, rah.
Rawr.
And he's like looking at him like, what do you want from me? Please say something. They're obviously, totally gone.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah. So this movie was like, well, I'll let you go first. What can you just describe like why we didn't love it?
I think the reason I didn't love it was because it didn't add anything new to the genre at all. David called it the most linear film he's ever seen. And
And he said it's like you watch it and you kind of figure, well, based on what I just saw in the first 3 minutes, this is what I would expect the plot to be. And then over what felt like the next 5 hours, that came true. It was actually like more like an hour and a half, but so it was exactly what you would expect with almost no surprises.
oh my God, that is exactly, yes,
Yeah.
that is exactly what you guys said. Yes.
Right.
It slowly made its way lurchingly to the very bitter end.
Right.
And it was super dark in every sense.
It was the film itself was dark looking and like washed out of color, so it was like the life was sucked out of it, and it was what I found really annoying is there were a lot of close-ups and shaky camera moves and things where only the thing in the very foreground was clear and everything else was blurry. And it just felt like, man, they're working really hard to try to do something maybe artsy or moody here. But to me, it was super distracting.
Yes. Yes. It was merely annoying. Yeah, and it didn't help that I had Jason on one side of me and David on the other side of me, and they're two of the funniest guys that I know, and they were saying funny things to me the whole time. So you could see this, and you could, like we did, maybe have a cocktail beforehand and laugh at it and sort of do like a Mystery Science Theater laugh tracks kind of thing. And there's a lot of opportunity because there's not much dialogue, so you will have plenty of time to get your snarky comments in. On the other hand, I thought the acting was surprisingly good. I thought Arnold...
It was kind of understated. Grounded. And she's great. And he was fine.
Really good. Amber Breslin was terrific. Although if I had to pick Amber Breslin in Abigail, sorry. Gosh, I really am stuck on Amber. Abigail Breslin from Little Miss Sunshine. If I had to pick her in a zombie movie, I would much rather see her in Zombieland than...
Yeah, she'd be good in that.
Mm-hmm, she's a little sister.
And I mean, I may have... So basically, the plot is that his daughter is infected, and it's pretty clear that she has a very limited amount of time left, but they go ahead and let him take her home for some stupid reason.
Yeah, as a favor.
You better take her to the quarantine zone before it's too late. Okay, but we're leaving her with you on your own recognizance. And then, so it's him sort of struggling with, what to do. He finds out that if she goes to the quarantine zone, they're going to give her this drug that's going to kill her, but it's an excruciating, slow death.
There's better drugs out there, people.
And yeah, totally. Right? Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. And then, so the doctor kind of suggests that when it's time, it would be more humane for him to do it and make it quick. And so it's basically, it felt kind of like a movie about terminal illness where you're spending this person's last couple of weeks with them. And that's about how pleasant it felt. It felt like, if you had a relative who was dying of cancer and you're sitting by their bed, that's what it was like for me watching this movie.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't scary, not even a little bit.
No. And I could see if you're in a certain mood, maybe you could, you might get into that, the grief of it and the heaviness. But to me, it wasn't entertaining and it didn't really say anything. I kind of, what I kind of thought while I was sitting there, I was like, maybe the only way to sort of redeem this movie is if they did the hokey thing and had them find a cure for her. So it would sort of make it like the father actually was right, waiting till the last minute.
Sure.
But then it would be hokey.
Right.
So I'm kind of glad they didn't do that.
Well, it did present one thing I hadn't seen before, which is two infected teenagers making out. So,
ooh, yeah, that was good, disgusting. And they just they let him go out to the lake. They're like, yeah, go ahead, be with your friends. There may be a few zombies around, but they don't even mention that. They're just like, you would think that they might say, maybe you should stay in for a while until this whole zombie thing gets worked out.
Yeah. Not have a bonfire outside by the lake, or there's, people can shamble up to you, which apparently happens. So,
and the thing about this movie that I mean, you knew that she was going to at some point turn and be a danger, and it was so slow and plodding, and the music was beautiful, but it was very dirge-like, and I just found myself going, God, just please kill this girl. And I'm like, I don't want to feel like that in a movie where I'm hoping, come on, just kill the girl. Get it over with.
You whispered to me in the theater, where's Carol when you need her?
Yeah, I was like, I wish Carol was in this movie because it would be over.
Oh my God, you terrible people.
I like the part where she woke up freaking out and went to the bathroom, and she has this big sore on her arm. And there was maggots crawling around in it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, because it was like, oh God, if you were infected, you might have something like that happen. And I'm not just because I'm sadistic, but it was just sort of like, yeah, that could happen, and that was horrible. But at least it perked me up a little bit. I literally felt like I was going to fall asleep. half the time.
Well, it was 7 hours long, so sorry.
That's right.
She needed to keep that thing covered too. I mean, that's how you prevent maggots from settling into your open wounds.
It was cover though, but yeah, and you said something about how it didn't add anything, and I was going to say I may have liked it a little better, except it did have a familiar tone to The Walking Dead. It was grounded and emotional. It was all about the emotion, but even more heavy than Walking Dead is, if you can believe that. But because I've already seen people struggle with this kind of thing in The Walking Dead, it felt like a bit of a retread.
Right.
Right.
And
if we hadn't seen The Walking Dead, then maybe it would have been a little bit more like there would have been a novelty factor.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. But I think a big difference between this film and The Walking Dead is that you get infected in this film and you just linger and linger and linger and linger.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead would be a completely different series if you got infected and then weeks went by before you died. And if you knew you were infected and you just, it took forever. And it would be
sad.
so much sadder and so much more tragic. But in a way, because it's so quick and that's it, then you're done and people move on. It's a little bit better,
Yeah. And The Walking Dead, it varies the tone and the pace. There's moments of sadness and grief and heaviness, but it intersperses that with excitement or even lighter moments and things like that. And this movie didn't have any. It was just all about the heaviness, pretty much.
No, the entire movie.
And, most of the time I wasn't feeling what I think they wanted me to feel, which was empathy. Like I said, I was just like, please kill this girl. There were a couple of times where I did feel impacted, like when her friend cried and wanted to say goodbye to her one last time. That I felt something there.
Sure, but mostly it was, as an example, I went to the restroom halfway through the movie because it was 7 hours long. I got back and I whispered to David, "What did I miss?" And he said, "Nothing."
Yeah, you said what? I think you said, "What happened?" And he goes, "Nothing." That was pretty funny because it was in the same scene still.
Exactly where you left it.
When I posted this on our Facebook page, one of the listeners, Sandra Pizer, wrote, "Just watched it on iTunes as a rental twice. Arnold is so different from his usual performance. He really acted. The movie is taking the path of iZombie and In the Flesh, showing the human tragedy of the infection. Only one jump scare in the toilet scene. The movie leaves me sad, nevertheless, a good 4.5 out of 5 heavy accents. Love it for its otherness." So this makes me question myself a little bit. Like, okay, some people would like this, everything she says here is true. And so I don't want to say, absolutely, this is a bad movie for everyone. Don't see it because if you, like I say, I think if you're in a particular mood and you want to just be in that sort of grief place, but I didn't want to.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to know from you, why did you want to see this?
Because
I had fun. I'm glad we did the Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing because that actually made me have fun.
I had a fun time too.
I'm curious why.
Because it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger zombie movie.
Okay, that's good enough.
Thank you.
And I also wanted to ask you if you wanted to talk about a movie that I think is really good sometime, Ex Machina.
Yes, I would love to. It seems like the perfect film to talk about, and talk about it sooner rather than later because we want to hit it while it's still in the theaters.
Cool. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with zombies. There's an android, but that's not really a zombie. But it's great and it's a good movie, so we can do whatever the hell we want.
That sounds great.
All right. Let's move on to our Deadcast Top 5.
Attention, shoppers. Deadcast Top 5 in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right. It's Deadcast Top 5. This time it's top 5 zombie scenes we want to see in The Walking Dead. Why don't you go first?
All right. So just so I can set the stage here, my top 5 are things I'd love to see, but I realistically know they will never show in The Walking Dead. It's not the kind of show that I'm alluding to here. It would make it a very different show, but possibly a better show. So
I know mine are some of the things that I'm like, maybe this is what I think I want, but
yeah.
I'm no showrunner. So
Right.
maybe it would just take the show down in a big ball of flames if they actually did any of these.
Maybe the last season. All right, Jason and Karen, we're going to do your ideas.
Yeah, go for it.
We're going to have 10 episodes, and they're all going to
We're
be...
going to fire Scott Gimple and bring us in.
Woo! All right. My number 5 is I would like to see the White House or maybe the Capitol building swarming with zombies. So far we haven't seen really any government buildings other than the CDC in Atlanta. That's a government building. But I would like to see the White House swarming with zombies. I think it'd be really cool to see Zeds in the Oval Office. So that is my number 5.
Yeah, I'd like to see that, or go into Congress and see all the senators and trying to eat each other.
Just like today.
Yeah, they're in DC, and they're yeah, it would be cool to see monuments or landmarks that we know of.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
with the
right.
Zombies.
And it would be sort of hilarious to see zombies in the Oval Office. Let's face it.
It would, yeah. They're in DC. They should make a little vacation, a little field trip.
Right. Well, I'd also like to see, is there anybody in charge? What's going on at the White House? Really? Is it completely gone? Or maybe there's something super cool happening. Or maybe it is just overrun with zombies. Who knows?
I mean, I guess the zombie apocalypse broke out in 2010, so zombie Barack Obama might be roaming around.
Sitting at the desk. Kind of like
Just with his head bowed down. Yeah, just like today. Going, oh.
All right. What's your number 5?
Number 5. This is one that has been done to death, but I want to see it with our characters that we know. I want to see them go to a shopping mall.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and I want to see them, do what we've seen before, which is just get to play with all the toys and try on all the clothes and, have the zombies pounding at the glass doors and eventually break in and mess everything up.
Did we kind of see that in season 1 in Atlanta in the department store?
Yeah, I guess so. But, we know them all better now, and we haven't gotten to see them be in a place where there have been things that are forbidden to them, but they get to enjoy it. I mean, they've looted places, but it's always this tense scene, And in that scene that you're talking about, Andrea wanted to take that little dolphin necklace.
Yeah.
I have such a great memory for this show. I wish I could have that good of a memory for Game of Thrones. Anyways, but that was just sort of a little hint of it. I want to see them doing slip and slides or something, or
sure. And then they
wearing fur coats.
Right. Then there's the sharper image and
yeah. Stuff like that.
I completely agree.
Playing basketball.
Enjoy a refreshing Orange Julius.
Okay.
All right, my number 4. I would like to see a Zed recovery. I know it's not part of the whole...
The way the universe works.
The way the universe works.
The zombie universe, yeah.
By God, I want to see somebody. Maybe they're not completely far gone. Maybe they're newly turned, but maybe they're somehow recover at some point. Maybe their fever burns so hot it burns off. Or maybe, like in Warm Bodies, love just brings them.
What if, is there any particular character you have in mind?
No.
Because let's pick one. Let's say... Carl. So Carl gets his little pinky bit.
Yes.
And because it's a really small bite, like only one little puncture, so he sort of turns into a half zombie.
Okay.
But he's still got pretty much full consciousness, and he's slightly hungry for human flesh, but he's able to control it. Is that kind of what you have in mind? Not really, though, huh? You want him to fully come back to...
No, I think that would be hilarious. Because then, he's, anytime anybody sort of, gets a little injury, he'd be like, oh, come over here. I'll fix that for you.
And Rick's like, can you watch Judith? Oh, wait, maybe not. He's like, I'll watch Judith. I'll be good, Dad. Okay. My number,
number
four is I want to see a massive horde of zombies, kind of like the one we saw when Abraham and his crew and Glenn and Maggie were heading out, and right before Eugene admitted that he wasn't a scientist.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, that was a giant herd.
I think that's the biggest one we've seen so far, but they were so far away. So I want to see them on another farm and the horde like that, but they're in the middle of it, and just a few of them. And they find this giant harvester, which is one of those big tractors that has the spinning blades on the front
Yes.
that thresh the grain. And then they just like plow through.
Oh.
And there's like zombies trying to get up the back and on the sides, and somebody has to like kick them off as they
Ew.
plow through.
That sounds really bloody and badass.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I love
then
it.
in the background is the America, America.
And maybe Rick's on top at the controls shouting, USA.
Yeah, and
USA.
there's a flag waving from above the fruited plain.
Oh, that'd be nice. There's a lot of great farm equipment that zombies can get in trouble with.
Yeah. Wood
They
chipper.
could. Oh, sure. They could even like have a grain silo and release the grain silo, so they get buried in like a bunch of grain.
Or it could be a brain silo.
Yes, I suppose it could.
That's what the zombies would use it for. Okay, let's go on to the next one.
All right, number 3. Zombie versus bear.
Yes.
Right?
I like it.
So
Yeah.
we've decided that animals don't seem to be able to turn, that animals
Right.
stay animals. Or we haven't seen any turned animals, I believe, on the show. So bears are presumably still going strong.
Yeah.
So-
How did the bears fare? I mean,
They probably did pretty well.
yeah, you'd think like a zombie would come up and try to gnaw on it, and you just swat its head off, because the zombies are, they're so buttery.
Yes, but a horde of zombies
Yeah, you need
might
a
be able
group,
to
yeah.
surround a bear and take down a bear, maybe. But bears are smart, and I don't think the bears could get the zombies could get the bears. So I say zombie versus bear, because that would be so cool.
Yeah, zombie horde versus bear would be really cool.
Sure.
Or zombie versus Winnie the Pooh.
That'd be so sad.
I know. I think Winnie the Pooh might lose.
I'm
Actually,
gonna cry now. Or maybe zombie versus mountain lion. That's another good one.
yeah, leopard.
Just a large predator, and to see how a zombie versus a large predator would do.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay, my number 3 is, this is just kind of more of a concept, but I think I would like it if there was more curiosity among the characters about the zombies themselves, the nature of them, what started the whole thing,
Yep. Yeah.
I
Milton.
like Milton. I mean, I think I want to see some conversations about that. Just what do you think this is all about? Why is this happening? Or I think also that it would make sense, especially now that they're in a place like Alexandria where they have sort of a controlled environment, that they would observe the zombies, look at their
Yes.
characteristics. How do they respond to certain things? What are their weaknesses? How do they change over time? What are their triggers, their habits, things like that, so that you can learn more about how to deal with them.
Excellent.
And
maybe
Eugene could
try
do it.
different things. Yeah. Oh, Eugene would be perfect for that.
Right. Even though he's not a scientist, he's smart, supposedly.
Maybe he can read a book and maybe quote from it. So it seems to me that they were doing that at the CDC.
Were they? They were. Yeah, they weren't, as far as I know, looking at the habits of zombies as much as dissecting the zombies, and that's fine too. But if you don't know what you're doing, that's not really going to help you. Well, I dissected it, and now I see its insides.
Right. We
My
want
wife
the
could do
habits.
something with that. Maybe she's a pathologist.
We want the habits of the highly effective zombies.
Then you could write a book for them. I was thinking, but then again, about wondering about the cause, maybe not. In a recent interview, Kirkman said, I know the origins of the zombie apocalypse, but I just think it's boring to explain it. And I realized, I don't really want to know. I don't want to know the cause because I feel like it would take away from the mystique. But I'm like, does that mean I don't want the characters to question it? And then I was thinking about Lost. Well, with Lost, I never bought that whole mystique argument. And I'm like, why not? And I think it's because the show was built around the characters questioning what the hell was going on. And so that made me feel like, well, since that's built into the nature of the show, then we need to find out. But maybe it works better for Walking Dead, where it's just the mystery of it is just sort of left in the background. It's not like a major driving force of this show, because if they do start questioning it and looking for answers, then maybe I'm going to feel like, well, I want them to get the answers. Yeah. I don't know if that made sense, but
yeah, I know what you mean. Because none of them are questioning it. Maybe that's okay that we don't get answers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But you would think that at least people would have some conversations about it.
Right. I personally, I would love to hear what Kirkman has to say. I don't think it would take away from anything. I don't think it's boring. Kirkman, bring it on.
Well, what if he just said, okay, there was some bacterial mutation and that's it?
Super. Because then we know what to look for in terms of a cure.
Oh, so you'd like to see them trying to find a cure?
Learn that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. If they learn that it's, okay, this is bacterial, and maybe, and because it's bacterial, does that mean that it's like a bloodborne pathogen? Now we know a little bit more about how to fight it.
What if they said, well, it's actually because of this alien meteor and the properties are beyond us?
So much better. That's awesome.
Because I have a feeling it's something like that.
Supernatural.
He's joked about aliens before, so how can we get it out of him?
Interview him.
We could. Well, I don't think that would work.
Okay. So, Robert, Mr. Kirkman, we have a lot of questions here, but it's funny. They're all pretty much the same. What caused it?
Tell us now. Or we could say, well, Robert, we have your child here. Would you like to see him again? No, I'm just kidding.
We have a picture here of him holding up a newspaper. It's today's edition.
Today's date. Yes, he's crying, but he's fine. All right, that's horrible.
Don't anybody say anything to Robert Kirkman about that.
Yeah, don't tell him I said that.
God.
All right, next, it's your turn, I think.
It is my turn. All right. I would like to see a zombie take out Father Gabriel, because that guy is annoying.
Did you read the listener responses and steal from them?
No, I didn't.
Because I think you've read two of you've said
I
two
did
there so
not.
far.
Did I guess the same thing as the listeners?
One of them also said a harvester, but I swear I didn't read it beforehand. Because I didn't want to get, steal people's ideas.
Isn't it natural that a podcaster and the listeners all start eventually thinking
get on the same wavelength? Yeah.
Yeah. Just like couples start looking alike, podcasters and their listeners start thinking alike.
Yeah, I guess I can get behind that at this point. He kind of wants to die anyway. Mm-hmm. And he's been a real dickhead. But well would you want it to be where they, it's pretty quick, like Noah's, or where it's slow and painful?
Noah's didn't seem that quick. Actually, Noah's
it was like 30 seconds at the most.
Of punishing us by forcing us to watch it.
I mean, as opposed to, over a few days.
I would like it off screen. And I would like him just to vanish. What happened? Oh, I don't know. There's a blood trail here. Oh, yeah. He probably left and then got eaten. Something like that.
Well, Seth Gilliam got a DUI recently.
Did he
reminded
really?
me of the whole Lost thing.
Oh, yeah.
They were getting DUIs every month or so, a new Lost actor.
Did they can the actor after they got a DUI on Lost?
It wasn't. There was speculation because got one.
Yeah,
and then she died. Mm-hmm. And I think somebody else got one and died too.
No kidding!
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But then somebody bigger got one, and they're like, that's okay.
Watch out, Father Gabriel.
No, I think he's okay. And by the way, Seth Gilliam, as far as I can tell, is a really sweet guy.
Yes, we love him.
So maybe he could just die, but they keep his body around so he would still have a job. Like he'd just be sitting in the corner.
Or yeah, he could be a zombie.
That'd be horrible.
The zombie.
Yeah,
the
he
zombie
could be the
Father
zombie
Gabriel.
that Eugene studies.
Yes. Wow, we've got this all figured out.
That would be the spinoff. Eugene and Father Gabriel. It's a comedy, buddy comedy.
Wow.
I would accept Eugene's funny way of talking more in a show like that. It'd be
Would
Eugene,
you?
Abraham, and Father Gabriel as a zombie roaming around.
They're never going to let us make that show.
I know. Stupid
that
people.
episode.
Stupid executives.
Yeah. All right.
My turn. So this is another one that's just sort of been done to death, but I want to see it on the show. I want to see zombie hands coming out of graves.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
Yeah, I want like a scary graveyard scene where one or two of the characters find themselves stranded in a misty graveyard, and all of a sudden, maybe freshly dead zombies start rising out of the graves.
Come on, Greg Nicotero. You can do that for us.
Do it. It's just a thriller.
What's the movie where that happened at the very end?
What?
There's a movie where at the very end a hand comes up out of the
Carrie.
grave. Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be like an homage to Carrie.
But I mean, in like Night of the Living Dead, you see, or in Thriller, you've seen that, right? Michael Jackson.
Yes,
It's great.
Yes, I have.
And the zombies are all kind of climbing out of their graves.
And at some point
love
they,
it.
they start to get into their little dance because it's so cute.
We don't have to do that part.
Sure.
But I loved it when we asked Irony Singleton, show us your zombie walk, and he wasn't sure what to do. And then all of a sudden he started doing the Thriller zombie dance.
It's the best moment.
It was great.
He's pretty cute. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's my number one. I would like to see a day. Okay, so I'd like to see the whole arc of a zombie. So maybe just one episode, and it would have to be a flashback, clearly. Flashback to when the zombie was a person. And it takes us through their little day. They get bit. And then a couple days later, they turn. So maybe fast forward their turn. Now they're a zombie. What does the zombie do? And takes us through like maybe a day or two of being a zombie. And maybe the zombie does some things. Maybe it joins a herd. And then eventually at the very, very end of this episode, it meets up with our folks maybe out on
They
a
shoot
run.
it in the head.
Yeah. And that's it. And that's the whole arc of the person/zombie.
I love that. Yeah, I want to see
you.
that. Although it doesn't have to be a flashback. It could just be Eugene.
No. No.
Well, it's funny because my number one is sort of like that. And this is an idea I've had for a while. And I'm almost reluctant to say it because I've had this fantasy of telling Greg Nicotero this idea in the hopes that he would actually do it. Or Scott
is it?
Gimple.
Okay, let's hear it.
But I'm going to say it anyway because they won't ever do what I say. But this is what I really, really, out of all these, this is the one I really want to see the most is I want to see the opening scene is you can see a zombie doing something, but you can't see its face. And it's like maybe it's eating something or it's like threatening somebody or something. And then when the camera pans up, you see that it's one of the people we know who was alive.
Aww.
Like, I'm not finished yet, by the way, but like, it could be Daryl, Michonne. I mean,
Right.
I want this to
One of
happen
our characters.
when they've decided that one of the big characters, it's time for them to go,
Yeah.
I don't want them to kill somebody off just to do my idea, but when it's time, this is how I want to see one of the big characters go. Okay, so then we see their face, and then it cuts to the title sequence. Then when we come back, it's a flashback, or it's not a flashback. It goes backwards in time. So that was a flash forward that we just
love
saw, and now this person's alive. So now we're like wondering, oh shit, that person's going to turn into a zombie, but we don't know how. So
Right.
through the next 20, 30 minutes, where one, maybe there's a couple close calls or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then we see them turn. And I also have wanted to see a scene where people in the group have to face a zombified version of one of the others. And I looked it up. There's been about 40 characters who've died on the show, and only 7 have become zombies. And in most cases, they've only been confronted by just a few people. So we have Shane that was confronted by Carl and Rick, Merle with Daryl, Amy with Andrea. There were others around, but it was basically between her and her. Randall, who I guess we don't really care about, but Glenn and Daryl. Milton was with Andrea. And Sophia's the one that's the closest, but now we've lived with the characters longer, and I don't know. I just think it would be cool to see how they'd react. So I want to see an episode like that.
I love it. Yeah.
And then maybe say it's Daryl. Then Daryl ends up biting somebody else. Maybe one of the more minor characters takes somebody out with him.
He can take out Father Gabriel.
Yeah. Daryl takes out Father Gabriel. Then we get 2 off our list with 1 stone.
Oh, are you listening, showrunner Scott Gimple?
It's gold.
It is. It's gold, man.
And then my honorable mention is Zombie Village People.
Because that would be great, like the policeman, the construction worker. Yeah. As long as they also sing and dance. That's what I insist upon.
Exactly. And act gay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do the listener responses.
Okay.
And just to reiterate, I didn't read any of these beforehand.
Neither did I. Okay. This first one comes from Iris Monch Siegert, who writes, a frozen zombie scene would be kind of cool. I'm curious to see how they would try to move, maybe similar to the zombies in the mudslide.
By the way, I was really impressed with you guys. You guys came up with some great ones.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sean Timothy McConnell says, I want to see hundreds of Zeds bobbing up and down in a flooded river rushing through some town.
Oh, awesome.
I was like, that looks so fun.
That would be so cool. Michael Costa writes, a zombie used in some sort of protagonistic way, then bite the bullet at the end of the episode. The original Day of the Dead is one of my favorite zombie films of the genre, and it would be interesting to see a non-red shirt-esque zombie just so we can feel extra sad and unsure about everything at the end of it. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, I like that too. I'm not sure how we would get to love the zombie.
Yeah.
But it would be pretty amazing if they could make us do it.
Make us love it.
Andrea White says, I think 2 zombies duct taped together.
We almost saw that Michonne's Pets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Evan
Chained
Brookman.
up.
Yeah, exactly. Evan Brookman writes, mob zombies, large hordes in semi-confined spaces, overrunning and overpowering their prey in a slow, relentless wave. The people fight back, but they're out of bullets. Daryl goes down fighting, clearly bitten, being consumed, still fighting to survive. Carol slings herself in to rescue Daryl's lost soul, to be the heroine one last time, and is consumed in the wave. I want a version, if not portions, of the original Led Zeppelin, In My Time of Dying, playing in the background. Oh, sweet. You even gave us a song. Nice, Evan.
Pete Ilani says, still waiting for a zombie. No.
Pete Ilani. Kristen Halberg writes, after Flare Zombie and Exploding Head Zombie, I think my imagination is inferior to the showrunners for sure.
Sherry Jablonski says, I want to see my mom as a zombie walking with her walker. And that's my grandma, by the way, because Sherry is my mom.
Oh, that would be cute. Your mom could be a walker zombie. She'd be a walker with a walker. It'd be awesome. Megan Divley Lehman writes, zombie Zumba class. Zombie boat would be cool too, like a party pontoon afloat on a lake. I like my zombies in a festive mood.
Heather Hildebrand says, really want to see a zombie. My 18-month-old could provide the voice for it. His dinosaur growl sounds just like a walker.
Oh, that's so cute. Delane Honeycutt Parker says, zombies eating Father Gabriel. Oh, yay! Woo, Delane.
Cat Craft says, are you kidding me? Bill Murray zombie. Yeah, crossover.
Eric Sherman writes, I'd like to see someone juggling decapitated zombie heads. Also, maybe a trip to D.C. proper. What? And they visit Congress to see all those undead politicians milling about trapped inside. See? And maybe out on some farm we could see a harvester mow down a herd. It's as if we read this. I swear we did not. We did not.
No.
While Abraham and company are working on a portion of the wall, maybe they can bury some walkers in concrete. Ooh. Once the concrete has set, maybe they can pull the forms and then the walkers will be like an apocalyptic Han Solo and carbonite thingy to scare off would-be intruders. They could also have a lurker hiding somewhere on a supply run that they find in some nasty cellar somewhere that's absolutely infested with insects or baby spiders or worms or some nasty shit, and they can just spill out when the lurker struggles to move. Ew. I would also like to see a zombie head in a toilet bowl, Ghoulies style, that Negan or
I
some...
like that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Or some bad dude could pee on. Finally, I'd like to see a huge trebuchet launch zombies and or zombie parts over Alexandria's walls. Siege warfare style.
Maybe the wolves will do that. You got a great imagination, man.
Yeah, I like trebuchet. He worked that in there. Nice.
The zombie head in the toilet, I don't know if they could show the urine going onto the head. Would they show that?
Why not? They
Yeah,
showed
why not?
pretty much everything else. Blood apparently is okay, but not pee.
Right. No poop either.
Now you've gone too far.
Ernest Reich says little person zombie.
And Craig Gibson writes conjoined twins zombie. Or would they be zombies?
Ponder that while we move into our break. It's time to talk about Fracture. With Fracture, you can get your photos printed on glass in Vivid Color, and first-time customers get a 15% discount by going to fractureme.com and using promo code GAK. That's G-A-K at checkout.
I have a goal. With regard to Fracture. As I told you, I'm going in July to Venice, Italy. And my goal is to take a picture worthy of putting it in a Fracture.
Awesome. I'm going to Spain at the same time, so I'll have the same goal.
Okay.
And I was just at your place this weekend because we met before we saw Maggie, and I saw the one up on your wall, and it looked great.
Did you see? Which one did you see?
The one in the front, right past the door.
Yeah, the Bay Bridge with the tugboat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Really nice. And it just looks nice. And your house is very aesthetically pleasing. Things are placed right, like good feng shui.
Why, thank you.
It's clean and organized. I need some help, organizational help.
I am your girl, man. God, I love organizing things.
Looked really good up there.
Thank you.
I just got one. I mentioned it last week, but it finally came, and it was Nico, heading out to sea. And I showed it to him, and I recorded his response. Want to hear it?
Yes, of course.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what's in this box, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it yours?
Yep. What is it? What is that?
Me inside there.
What are you doing?
In the pond.
In the ocean.
Ocean. Why is it not mine?
Well, I'm going to put it up on the wall. What do you think of that?
Put it on my wall.
He wants it.
He digs it.
Yeah, he likes it.
He's in the pond.
He's a bit of a narcissist, I have to say.
Well, how old is he?
He's going to be four in July.
Yeah, that's why. He's a 3-year-old. That's mine.
It's so cute, though. He's like little tiny guy, a few steps into the wave, and you can see the expanse of the ocean in front of him.
He's got such a giant head of hair, too. It's really, he's so cute. God, that kid.
So I was thinking about photos and how when I was younger, you had a camera with film in it that had like 12 exposures.
Yeah.
And you had to be really deliberate and careful about which photos you took because you had a limited amount of film, and you couldn't see how any of them came out until you went and had it developed, and you couldn't crop them or adjust them. I guess you could cut them up. But now we're totally blessed because we can do like burst shots of 10 or 12 at a time in a few seconds, and we can pick the best one right away and brighten it up, crop it, make it great. But the thing that's missing is a lot of times we don't have that physical product. And in the old days, you could put them all in a album and bring them out at family occasions and pass them around and reminisce or whatever. But Fracture is like a whole different kind of special because you can pick out your favorite photos. You get this beautiful, elegant piece of art. You can hang it on your wall, and it's a great conversation piece. People, they might notice the photo first, but they also just might notice the presentation and ask you how you did it. It's printed right on the glass. Yeah, but how did you do that?
Well, I'm so talented.
Exactly. And never mention Fracture. Just have a twinkle in your eye.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So again, just go to fractureme.com to check these out. First time customers get 15% discount code by using promo code GAC at checkout. And we really thank Fracture for their support.
Thanks, Fracture.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Dead Cast news update.
So the pilot of Fear the Walking Dead was filmed earlier this year. Now that they have a 2-season order, they've just started production on the series proper. It's set in Los Angeles, but starting now, they're filming in Vancouver.
They're filming in Vancouver.
Yeah, they film shows there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because it's cheaper. I guess X-Files was filmed there.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I want to make a trip up there and be a zombie.
They must need extras.
Kirkman said Fear the Walking Dead takes us back to the earlier, more dangerous, more terrifying days of The Walking Dead, at a time when danger was lurking around every corner. Unlike The Walking Dead, that is way less terrifying. No, I'm just kidding. He said the stakes are going to be higher and the ride more intense.
All right.
We're going to show people all the insanity of civilization crumbling that Rick Grimes slept through. Buckle up. Showrunner Dave Erickson said, I could not be more thrilled to be continuing on this apocalyptic journey, dramatizing the horrific disintegration of society through the lens of a dysfunctional family. I don't know if I want to see a dysfunctional family.
Yeah, so not only is their world crumbling, but they're also dysfunctional. Yay.
Right. I want to see a functional family.
Right. Could be an interesting family. Just because you're functional doesn't mean you're not interesting. Right?
How would you know? No, I'm just kidding. I still think they should have had different monsters in each state. Werewolves in California.
Mummies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wolfmen.
Mummies in Wisconsin. There have been rumors that Fear the Walking Dead will start, everything from early June, I've heard, to late August, which is pretty much encompasses the whole summer, and that's when AMC said it would start summer. But as far as I know, they have not picked a date yet. At least they haven't said anything officially. In an interview with Melty.com, Greg Nicotero said the zombies in Fear the Walking Dead will look different from Walking Dead. He said, in Georgia, it's humid and sunny, so we take that into consideration. In Los Angeles, it's a lot more dry, so we've had conversation about what that would do to the look of the walkers.
Ooh, like desiccated zombies?
I guess so, yeah, dried out. Mm-hmm. And then they also have like a lot of zombies with fake boobs and plastic surgery.
Oh, so happy about that. Bring it on.
Yeah, I want to see how that affects the zombies. Walking Dead Season 6 started filming last week. So there's that.
It started.
Mm-hmm.
It's May.
It feels like they just ended, but they ended filming probably in November. So it's been a while for them.
It must be nice to be filming in Georgia in May. It's probably not too unbelievably hot yet.
Right.
It's probably perfect and beautiful.
Hating it.
Yeah, springtime. I bet it's gorgeous there.
So AMC has this new show coming up called Into the Badlands. It's a, quote, genre-bending martial arts series very loosely based on the classic Chinese tale Journey to the West. In a land controlled by feudal barons, Into the Badlands tells the story of a great warrior and a young boy who embark on a journey across a dangerous land to find enlightenment.
And this has to do with zombies? How?
It's AMC.
Oh.
Because Mad Men is ending and they're trying to get new shows.
Oh, right.
But And also, I just mentioned it because, you know, after we saw those Morgan scenes that kind of reminded me of Kung Fu, the series, it made me think, and then I read this, I'm like, yeah, I want to see a great martial arts series. You know, they don't do that anymore. So if this is good, that would be great. But then I read that the creators are Alfred Gough and Miles Millar, and they both wrote for Charlie's Angels that came out just a few years ago, Smallville, Spider-Man 2, and Herbie Fully Loaded. So I'm like, oh, maybe it won't be that good. I want to see like a serious, you know, like kind of a Buddhist feeling or, you know, Kung Fu Bruce Lee thing, not some cheesy crap.
With Herbie.
Yeah, it's Kung Fu Herbie. Okay. So I already mentioned this, but Seth Gilliam got his DUI, and I don't know if you heard, but Chad Coleman had this kind of incident on a subway where he started yelling at people because somebody said the N-word or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on either one of those things, but one thing I thought was pretty cool is TMZ stuck their camera in Scott Gimple's face and asked him about it. And he said, I love both those guys. I feel very close to them. They're part of the family. And then he just walked off.
That's great.
So that was pretty cool.
That is really cool. Gosh, Scott Gimple, he was on Fresh Air.
Right.
Are you going to report on that?
I don't remember anything that he said that was very new. He was great, but there's nothing I can think of that, you know, oh, Scott Gimple said this. I should tell everyone.
He's really well spoken.
He is.
I'm looking forward to listening to it, actually.
Yeah, he's good. I noticed that it wasn't Terry or the second in command that she has. I forgot the guy's name.
Oh, no kidding.
Like somebody else. I don't think they really. I bet you she doesn't respect the show or watch it because she's always there to talk to Matt Weiner from Mad Men every year.
Yeah,
she makes sure.
She loves him,
and they're great. I love it when he's on there. I liked this quote from Norman Reedus about the wolves. You know, the villains from the finale. He said, I don't think they're afraid to butcher people in front of people. They seem different than Terminus. Terminus was more cowardly. They would trick you into coming to Disneyland and then eat you. I like that.
That's funny.
Two more. Next one. There's some speculation that John Hamm of Mad Men could be cast as the villain Negan in Walking Dead, maybe season 6. It's pure speculation, but a reporter asked John Hamm what he would think about playing that part. And he said, it would be fun. I'd have to gain weight and work out, I guess, but that would be fun too, right? So he seemed up for it. He said, call me Kirkman.
Would you like to see John Hamm as Negan?
Yes, I would. I mean, Negan is nothing like Don Draper, but, you know, he kind of looks like John Hamm, and John Hamm's an actor, so he can play different roles. But yeah, I'd like to.
Except, can I just tell you that not all actors can play different roles? We just saw a movie where the Austrian actor couldn't pull off an American accent. Just saying.
Didn't try, to be fair. But yeah, he couldn't do it if he tried. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen John Hamm in anything else, I don't think. Maybe little bits here and there, but...
Was he in Bridesmaids?
Maybe so, yeah. I don't know. He seems like a really together, smart guy. Yeah. It doesn't mean he's a great actor, but I have a feeling he could do it.
All right. So we're behind that. Scott Gimple, if you're listening at this point, if you haven't already shut it off.
And then finally, Walker Stalker Con has announced dates in Denver, Nashville, and London.
Woohoo!
I don't know if I get to go to that, but I kind of hope so.
I'm crossing my fingers for you, buddy.
That's exactly
awesome.
What Pete Elani said.
Really?
She said she was crossing her fingers for me, yeah.
Did she say buddy?
No.
Well, then.
And then I said, why? Just because you want to see good things happen for me? And she said, yeah, what the hell's wrong with that? I was like, no, I didn't mean there was anything wrong with it. No, but what I said was, I think altruism is wrong, but I was just kidding. Anyways, so if you want to find out when those are, or maybe buy tickets, you can do that at walkerstalkercon.com.
And maybe you can meet some more of our listeners.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the next one is in Orlando next month.
Fun.
I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm probably going to go to Harry Potter World with Melissa Hutchison. So that should be fun.
That's awesome. Is Nico going to go with you too?
No, he's not going. But we're taking him to Disneyland in September for the first time. And I'm stoked.
Yay.
Yeah. So that's it for the news. Let's move on to listener moans, groans, and grunts. Very light this week. One email.
Very light. This one comes from Scott Williamson, who writes, I was listening to your podcast, your last podcast, when someone mentioned the vine that grows in the South. It's called kudzu, and it is very much in Virginia as well.
Do you remember when
Yes.
Chris? Yeah, okay.
And we kept saying, moss? Is it moss?
Trees, leaves. Oh, yeah, leaves. That's what I was thinking of.
We were driving, I believe, given how many, because I even saw this, given how many letters we got about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were driving people crazy.
I know. We got a lot of, on Facebook. Kudzu, damn it.
Kudzu! I was yelling kudzu! Yeah, Scott continues, I grew up in Virginia and now live in Georgia. The vegetation in Georgia is not all that different from Virginia.
Oh, so that's good to know, because if it's that prevalent in Georgia, they're not going to be able to avoid it forever, maybe.
Right. And I'm just going to say to everybody, if anyone asks me a question, I'm just going to say kudzu. Kudzu.
Gesundheit. So I asked people on our, I don't know, every once in a while I get like this compulsion to put something on Facebook. So the other day I was just like, I wonder how people are. So I just wrote, how are you? And got like 40 responses. It was great.
Nice.
But one of them kind of touched me a little bit, so I wanted to read it. It's from Leanna Kilgore. She says, crying for my mom. She's having lots of problems from her hip surgery. The incision is infected. My mom is my best friend, and my heart breaks for her. She's in the hospital on antibiotics, and nurses are doing wound care. I feel she's finally in good hands. We've been battling this infection for 3 weeks. As you can imagine, I'm exhausted. She's improving, so grateful for that. I just wanted to read that and let you know we hope that she's okay. It's been a few days since you wrote that, so I hope you write in and let us know. But we send our good vibes.
That's right. And hope we have made you laugh on the show.
I feel like Casey Kasem. This next one goes out to Leanna and her mom.
You can play a little song.
I was watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. Uh-huh. And there was an episode with Michael J. Fox, who has Parkinson's.
Yeah.
And I won't go into all the details, but Larry David and Michael J. Fox were just kind of at each other's throats the whole time, annoyed with each other and stuff. But they tried to make up, and Michael J. Fox invited him to a benefit for Parkinson's. And when he was up on stage, Michael J. Fox talking about Parkinson's, somebody asked Larry, he bought her son or somebody's son a gift and they didn't like it. So he had to take it back, and he instead bought him a violin as a replacement gift. So they asked Larry, what'd you get him instead? And he goes, shh, keep it down. I don't want to make a ruckus here. I'm trying to make up with Michael J. Fox. But what did you get? So he just started making a motion of a violin so he wouldn't be talking. And right then Michael J. Fox looks over as he's talking about the suffering of Parkinson's and sees him making the violin. He's like, he's making a violin. Look at him. And Michael Bloomberg, the mayor of New York, was there, and he got up on stage and told Larry to get out of his city.
That's such a good show.
I know.
God.
It's funny as hell.
All right.
I won't read all these, what you said when I asked, how are you doing? But I liked the one from Bruce Patterson who said, yeah, we're dead. We're all messed up.
Tell you that's going to be on my grave.
And then you're going to come out of it. And I'm going to be like,
dead.
Yes.
Just a hand.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Shall we close it out?
Let's do it.
All right. That's our show, episode 182. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Just wanted to let you know, in case you're curious, next week on Game of Microphones, it's a Walking Dead cast reunion because it's me and you, Karen, and also our good friend, Mr. Blog.
What?
Yep.
That's crazy talk.
So if you guys are into Game of Thrones, go to gameofmicrophones.com and you can check us out. What did you think of this week's episode, by the way? Just kind of quickly.
Loved it so much. That show
Yeah,
just gets
it's good.
better and better.
And now there's these creatures that I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil for people who don't watch it already, but they're like zombies, but worse.
Yes. Agreed. You know what? Actually, my very favorite scene was when was in the boat reciting the poem as they're going down the river.
Oh, I know. It was like a bonding moment.
Yeah, I made David rewind it so I could watch that whole scene again
Yeah,
because it was
that's so cool.
good. Yeah, it was weird. I came home last night. I worked late. I had a city council meeting I had to speak about the drought at, and came home and my husband. I had the weird experience of coming home. My husband is podcasting or recording the podcast in the room, and I have to tiptoe around the house so I don't disturb him. It was weird.
Reverse, huh?
Yeah, it's never happened before. Can you imagine if like Jenny was podcasting and you came home and you had to be really quiet because she's recording?
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, it's weird. The way we're doing this, you guys all probably know, but there's 5 of us, but we only have 3 hosts on at any one episode. And so there's exactly 10 combinations of 3. So there are times when we have the week off and then we get to be a fan and go listen to the Game of Thrones podcast that our friends did, although there's feelings of missing out too.
Yes.
So it's like cool because you get to be a fan and not have to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you feel like you're missing out. At least I do.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I actually am really excited because I just downloaded the episode and I get to listen to it tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just quickly, what would you say to a Walking Dead fan who hasn't tried Game of Thrones yet?
Oh, you're gonna love it. It's great. It is. It's one of the best things. Those are the top 2 best things on TV right now: Game of Thrones and Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally. And Mad Men, I think.
Mad Men's super good, but there's only really, so don't bother getting into, well, go ahead and get into Mad Men, but really you only have, I think, was it 1 episode left?
Yeah. You have to binge watch them all in the next week if you
Good
want
luck.
to catch the finale.
You can do it.
If you want to call us, you can call us at 650-485-DEAD. That's 650-485-3323, or click the